All right, guys, we're back. We're here to do Married at First Sight, Season 18, Episode 18. So, I want to know, why did Michelle and really Juan, I guess we kind of know why Juan stayed, because he wanted to do his internet business or his app or whatever he got going on. So we can think about everybody else and why they stayed. Even Ikechi, he left. He just he packed up his stuff and he left. And the only time we saw him is when production made him show up. So why did Michelle stay? Why did Michelle stay on this show knowing that she was going to say no to David on decision day? She had already made up her mind that she was going to say no. So why did she stay and act like she was trying when we know everybody who's telling the truth knows that she was telling a damn lie? I want somebody to get down in the comments and give me an answer to that question. Because I remember Alyssa. Alyssa wanted to stay on the show because she was friends with Jasmina and who was Elijah Wan's wife? Katina. And she wanted to stay and have a good time with the girls. And Chris, he said that he wanted a divorce because she wanted to split the apartment. She wanted him to have the apartment 1 week or 2 weeks, and then he'd have the apartment, to switch off and on. So they wouldn't let Alyssa stay on the show. So why did Michelle stay on the show? I want somebody to answer that question for me. And maybe I'm thinking about if that's going to be the title. And it makes her even lower, in my opinion. Everybody's talking about Madison and David. They were each other's reasons for staying on the show. I think they should have left the show and just should have started dating each other away from the show. I don't know why it was so hard for them to do that. But I really am curious about Michelle. What was her motive to stay on the show knowing that she didn't want to stay in her marriage? Yeah, so for all the Michelle fans out there, I'm going to need for one of y'all to get down in these comments and tell me, since y'all know everything, give me the answer to that question. So the episode started out with where it left off in episode 17 with Michelle and Madison talking. And I still want to know where that heat is coming from off of Madison. I understand more now what she was talking about when she said that, yeah, everybody knew that Michelle was going to, that they weren't going to make it, on decision day. And that just kind of carried me through all the way to the end of the episode when she's talking about she's a party of one. Bitch, you knew you was a party of one the minute you decided that that you were going to get a divorce after this show was over. And you knew that. Party of one. Okay, Michelle. See, you done managed to fool everybody on this show except me. I'm not fooled by Michelle. She is something else. And I know he ain't gonna ask that. I know that Kevin Frazier gonna get caught up in all of the scandal, and he's not gonna ask her the question that is just burning up in my mind. Okay. So, yeah, they have that little tete-a-tete, that little repartee back and forth with each other, and then Madison gets up, or David gets up, and he says that, he's not gonna, keep himself in a situation that, it's not gonna be beneficial. So he got Madison, and they went downstairs. I guess they shared their first kiss. Everybody's thinking that they've been doing this for a while, so, but according to them, that was the first kiss. And so they left. The next time we see them, they're at the tattoo shop. David got this ugly tattoo. I don't even know what it would have been nice for him to explain it. Maybe he'll tell us later, when we get to the reunion. But she seemed to like it. He seemed to like it. And it was a date that Michelle said that she was not interested in going on, but Madison did. So see, that's the difference between Michelle and Madison. They're like night and day when it comes to the way that they treat David. And this is maybe another reason why I'm not as angry with Madison. Because we all saw that she wasn't interested in Alan. And because we had been given the heads up, I suspected it was her and David from the beginning. I mean, I could see how they could end up being that couple that had been hinted, about. So I've been waiting the whole season just to see if they actually end up staying together. So that's something that I'm looking to see, on the reunion. Yeah, so when they were at the tattoo parlor, Madison was telling him how Michelle was getting on her nerves because she wants to be this big victim. And I totally agree. I totally agree, with that. And that's just, I can't get over that. And it really makes me mad with Juan because in this episode, he and Carla, and I'm not going to order, so forgive me, please. When he was up in Carla's face asking her if she, if it was cool, for them to be friends, and she was like, well, what does friendship mean to you? And I was really happy that she was cool on him. She was like, yeah, I'm good. It's time to close the Wancho chapter, and I'm wondering if she's feeling used. Because I feel like he used her in this situation, giving her hope that he was actually working on being attracted to her when he know damn well that he wasn't. He know he wasn't interested in being attracted to Carla. And I'm really interested to hear what he has to say, because if he brings up, they hinted that they were going to talk about this honeymoon again. And if he's still mad about that mess that happened when she said that that he forgot about her and he held on to that this whole time, then there's something wrong with you, Juan, because you're married now. Slights that you would hold against somebody that you are dating is not something that you can hold against somebody once you get married to them. You're going to have to learn how to let shit go, cousin, or else you're not going to be married that long. I don't care who you get married to. You could get married to your twin self. If you hold on to resentments, you're basically doing the same thing that you accused Carla of doing. And the stunt that you've pulled through these 8 weeks was not fair to her. It really wasn't fair to you. And it sure wasn't fair to everybody who poured into you guys, wanting you to actually make it. So Juan has been pulling some smoke and some mirrors around town as well. I'm telling you, everybody needs to be held accountable. If y'all gonna hold Madison and David's neck down to the mat and tell them, what they are, then I'm gonna need to see everybody's head that needs to be down on this mat. Everybody's, even MMs. They're chewing her up now because of Brandon. He just showed up. And now everybody's suspicious and trying to figure out, well, why would she want to do this? Well, why would she want to get married at first sight? She's already in that mind frame. She's already set there. If she had been paired with Brandon, then this could have been the whole Thomas and Camille love story, So she's taking opportunity as it comes in front of her. I'm not saying she's right. I think that somebody suggested that she needs to get a prenup. I totally agree, with that. So if you're going to do this, then now is the time for you to get a prenup. So I hope that that's something that, has been explained to her. So, I guess since I'm talking about David and Madison, I'll finish them out. So they went to go get ice cream. We found out that they're having sex now. Then he took her to go to her birthday dinner. I thought that was a cute scene. And then the next time we see them again is he takes her to the hotel room where he's got it all laid out in balloons, saying happy birthday and that he loves her. Okay, so Carla and Juan packing up. Juan with his, lackluster self. I mean, he's asking her about being friends. But then when he's doing the outtake, he's saying, yeah, well, is a couple of times a year, maybe, I guess, whatever. And he basically is just really saying that he wants them to be cordial. So just say that, Juan, instead of keep saying that, y'all friends. Y'all are not friends. Because I hope that the more Carla has sat down and thought about this, the more that she understands that you'll never be a friend to her. Because a friend wouldn't have wasted her time. A friend would have told her the truth and wouldn't have set her up to think that this was something that was going to happen. I remember Carla on the wedding when they were at the reception, and she was saying that she could see Juan being her forever person. And I think that she basically carried that all the way through. And she was saying, too, that she felt like some of his excuses, like the whole Pilates thing, he wasn't impressed that she, was a Pilates instructor. Pilates is not easy. It is really, challenging because you're using your own body weight, So the fatter you are, the harder Pilates is going to be for you. What else with Juan and Carla? Oh, yeah, and I forgot that Juan had his cousin. He had somebody, his brother, his cousin, staying in his apartment. So that's another reason why he would want to stay on this show, to give that joker time to go and find somewhere to live. So Juan is a con. Juan is a con. And everybody's so focused on David and Madison that they're letting this joker slip under the radar, just like they're letting Michelle slip under the radar. Nobody is giving Juan the business for this mess that he's pulled in front of us this whole season. And I'm sick of people talking about David and Madison. We all know, if y'all come back on this thing, we all know how you feel about David and Madison. Everybody know how I feel about David and Madison. So, yeah, it's time for us to turn our attention to Juan and Michelle. And we've talked about Ikechi. We've given him the business. And now people, like I said, they're turning their attention to Eminem. And I don't think that hers is the attention that needs to be paid to. I mean, this man, this whole thing is unorthodox. So you can't point at an unorthodox experiment and then get mad because she turns around in real life, which that was real life. They just captured it on television. But now she's doing something unorthodox again, and everybody has a problem with it. When she did it the first time, it was okay. See, this hypocrisy is something that I can't deal with. And everybody needs to just chill out and watch the reunion and see what other information, we get from this. Before we actually start making, decisions about who's who and who's slimy and who's, good and blah, blah, blah. I mean, what I'm looking at now, because I usually do like who won the season, and I'm really at that precipice of giving it to Carla. Carla won the season. Yeah, she's the one to me that came out looking the best. And I think they learned the most. So, congratulations, Carla. I'm really comfortable, that she's going to be the winner. I like to wait until Where Are They Now to kind of, bestow that whole prize. But I like to tell you, kind of where I'm headed, as well. what was it? This was Thomas's birthday and Madison's birthday. They were weeks apart from each other. So Camille and Thomas, we caught them moving out, and then we caught them moving into his apartment. So I was really glad that he stepped up and did that. It seemed to kind of shut her up and give her something else to focus on. So she's helping him get rid of some old stuff in the bathroom and kind of give it a refresh. Give it a refresh. And then we see her cooking him birthday breakfast, and then she got everybody together, and her and production got everybody to come to say happy birthday, to him. So that was interesting. And then, like I said, we got MM meeting Brandon. She says that she's going out on a date with him, and we 3 dates in. We're either 2 or 3 dates in. I think we're 3 dates in when they meet her cousin, and he chops it up with them. And then this dude decides that he wants to get on one knee 3 dates in and ask her for her hand in marriage. Then they go ring shopping, and then he does it again. And from the previews that we've looked at, that I put up for next time, he's going to ask Dr. Cal to marry them at that time. So it's just a whole lot. I understand why people feel the way that they feel on both sides. I'm concerned about MM. Like I said, I hope she gets a prenup. And I hope they introduce everybody appropriately. Like the kids appropriately, the ex-wife appropriately, the moms. I hope they do this right so that they can give themselves an opportunity to succeed. Because when MM was sitting down with Camille and Carla, she was saying when he got there that they were going to take it slow. So we were relying on you, MM, to hold to that and not go the 3rd some odd date in and then accept a marriage proposal. Somebody has to put some barriers and boundaries around what you're trying to do so that you can set yourself up for success. We want you to make good, solid decisions, not just emotional, decisions. So yeah, that I was just stunned. I thought that it was going to be months later. I didn't think it was going to be like weeks after decision day. So that kind of set me back, a little bit. So they're meeting at where are we for time? Cool. So they're meeting at the place that Camille has set up, and that's when she notifies everybody that she's engaged. So, of course, Messy Michelle, she has her, 2 cents that she has put in. I'm glad they didn't ask Carla her opinion. And Madison and David were surprised, and David was like, hey, this man, he saw what he wanted and he went for it. He said, I'm trying to do the same thing. And he said that he could see himself married, to Madison. He said this, several times now. So we'll see, how that all works out. Then Ikechi comes in, and then our boy decides he wants to go up and introduce himself to Ikechi. Ikechi doesn't care. According to him, he doesn't. And he's, out and about dating as well. As a matter of fact, he can't stay because he got places to be and things to do, people to see. And for some reason, MM decided to apologize to him. I don't know where that came from. That was confusing. Madison did say that, I think she said that she had contacted Alan and she hadn't heard anything from him. And then he decided that he wanted to address it while he was wearing that coat. That coat that she helped him shop for. I'm checking you out, Alan. You bitching about, her. but you sitting up wearing all these clothes that she helped style you in. So she did you a solid. Okay, Alan? And he was like, yeah, I'm cool. If you and David make it, then that's fine. I have no ill will towards y'all, but as far as, me and you need to have conversations and all of that, there's no need. And he wrapped that up. So Carla and Michelle are now besties, because I think Carla feels sorry for Michelle about what Madison and David did. So now they are they're bonding, over that. So I want to see how close they are, on the reunion, as well. They went out. The two divorcees, they went out. And this is the other thing about Michelle. So I don't know if people gonna make it this far. But she was asking if their marriage could be considered a real marriage because they didn't consummate the marriage. So see, this is my thing, People are upset because David and Madison broke up their marriages. This is what I've been hearing. Michelle is not broken up about her marriage. The people who are watching the show are more broken up about that marriage than she is, because she never considered herself married to David. She never considered David her husband. This was just a ruse that she has pulled with Juan to stay on the show for 8 weeks. David was never her husband. And she said that when her and Carla were sitting down having those drinks. So in her mind, she's like, should she even consider that this was a marriage? So see, you guys are jumping up and down, you're getting into your feelings, and you're on the side of this colonizer, right? And you're not even listening to what she's saying. You're not even looking at how this bitch is moving. And then you want me to sit up and take you seriously. You want me to take a marriage seriously that she never took seriously. In the beginning, David was taking his marriage seriously. And anybody who says otherwise, you're just flat out wrong. I don't know when him and Madison started this thing up. I don't know what they did. I don't know if it was just a hug and just, feelings that was floating around. We're all, hopefully, are going to find out some of this information next week and then the week after. So, but I have my eyes zeroed in on Michelle. Yes, she is not what she has presented in this victim stage that she in, where she want to be vindicated, where everybody's, giving her these kudos and she was mean to David, but it doesn't matter, David and Madison, they were just so wrong because, they were married. They were supposed to, not cheat. Okay, I see that. So, I don't really have too much more, to say about this episode. It was entertaining. I was entertained. MM kept me going. I didn't expect it to be weeks after, girl. You have taken me aback. When Camille said that she was shooketh, yeah, I understood why she said that. So we'll see what happens going forward. I hope they still do the Where Are They Now episode. They haven't put it down there, but it would break with tradition if they don't do it. So that's going to be my review. I don't have too much more to say about it. Like I said, I want to wait on the reunion, and then I usually don't do reviews on the reunions. I post them, but I don't do reviews. So that may change this year. But if I don't do one, then I'll be holding to my tradition. And then if I do one, do reviews after the reunion, that'll be something brand new. So you guys take care, and I'll see you on the next video.